I'm going to try and apply for a £1,000 funding grant. No. I am illiterate. I'm lost. This is like being at school, man. It's hard. Please be aware that this process... That's too much. That doesn't make even any literary sense, does it? You're gonna realise very quickly on this channel how actually dumb I am. I will be having a shower after. I'm not ripping off the community. That was a terrible introduction. And that was... Jesus, if you want a kiss, just ask. Yeah. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for episode 2 of Down to Earth. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering what was actually happening in the first video, and believe it or not, this is actually something called Project Derby, which you're going to learn a lot about very soon. And today is going to be all about painting the summer house. So I showed you the beds and the raised beds and everything, what we had last time. And here, this is a community garden. That is the polytunnel that I was in last time. And this is the summer house. So if I take you a little bit closer, this has literally just been done. This is brand new. So let's have a look inside. So we'll see here. Now this is the painting that I've already started doing. Now I didn't pick the colour, so don't poke at me for that. But there's Kimber. So don't poke at me for that. But you'll see that I've started this now. And the idea is to, well, my idea is to do a Jackson Pollock style. People, we are back and it is already episode 2 of Down to Earth. The reason we're starting with this subsidiary rather than Driven to Explore is there's a few things that we need to do before we do the Driven to Explore part, and it's all going on behind the scenes, and episode 1 is going to explain everything that's been going on so far this year with the plans to travel and everything else. But for now, we're going to keep you busy with a little bit of content with this Down to Earth, and it's all revolving around a community project in Derby. Currently, there's going to be a lot more to it, like traveling and different things like that, but more nature based. But now, for now, it's all revolving around this, and it's Project Derby allotment. Now, you would have seen me digging out the beds and things yesterday or the other day, and I'm going to show you just a little bit more about what's here. So if you take a look here, so just first look at this mural here. So this was done here, which makes the place look great, and you can see there's all different beds down here, all different planting things, and everything here is getting prepped for the planting season. which is starting very soon. Now you'll see that all these have different herbs in them, like rosemary and thyme and basil and coriander and different things like that, and I will absolutely love eating them, which are grown fresh. You can see the different beds here that have now been composted, and these outdoor ones will obviously house certain plants, and the indoor ones in the polytunnel over there, which I was in yesterday, will house different ones, different bird nets. And another one here, obviously this is so the birds don't peck at the things. All different growing situations here. You can see the different planting areas here, and then there's going to have some seating and an awning that's going to go over it. And then if I take you down here, you can see here that these bins will actually gather rainwater, and the rainwater from these will actually save water and mean that we can water the plants in the summer, and they do actually last. We've got another water irrigation system down here which I will show you, another little nice garden area here which all lights up at night, which looks great. So let me show you this as well. You will also see here that this is all the netting as well, and things will grow all in there. These have all been rebedded and replanted recently. And here is the polytunnel that I was in yesterday. Project Derby is essentially a community-driven project, and they do so many things. We don't just grow food here and give it to the community. We've also got a food bank, and you can pay like £2 a week and get huge bags of shopping and different things like that. And it's way cheaper than supermarkets or anything. We have big brands and all these different things. So if you are actually in the Derby area or surrounding area and you're struggling for food, nappies, dog food or anything like that, you can actually come to us and we will help you with that. You can see one of the residents here. We have got Stella. Hey Stella! And obviously my sidekick and partner in crime, Kimber. She would probably eat Stella if she wanted to. And obviously that. But let me show you this actually, because you'll like this. The watering system. It all works on itself. All these planters have been rebedded and recomposted recently as well. But look at these. So this is how we water everything, and it's really cool. So it comes down. Oh, can't see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Comes down from that pipe, and then goes into this, which then goes into this, which is into this, and just at a turn like that. That's how we water everything, and it lasts all year. Little fire bucket. But today is going to be all about, well, my job for the day is all about this new summer house. So this summer house has just been introduced. Let me get a proper view of it for you. Into Project Derby. All this is funded by Project Derby and also by something called DACP. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on this channel about what Project Derby actually is and how much it actually does for the community, because nobody knows about it, and it's actually really good. And there's some people there who've been through some really terrible things, and they go out of their way for the community. I'm going to make sure that on this channel they get recognised. But in this summer house, my job for today, let me show you, is painting. So I didn't choose the colour, by the way. So yesterday I painted that wall blue, and then today's job is doing that one. I'll do you a bit of a time lapse so you can see what's going on, but I just think blue like that is a little bit boring. So what I'm going to do, the artist in me is going to make it a Jackson Pollock style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all this, and then I'm going to get some white and black and different colours on the end of a paintbrush and just flick it all on before I do the architrave and the ceiling and everything, just to make it stand out, give it more colour, more depth, and actually allow it to look a little bit better. And then I'm going to paint everything else around here, and this is going to be a central hub for people who don't want to be out in the cold. The electricity and everything's going to get brought in here very soon, and it's going to be incredible. So I'll obviously keep bringing you along on this journey, but for now, let's do some painting. So yesterday when I did the other wall, I had this genius idea to save time. Because there's latches and different grooves that go across the panelling, I thought I'll do all the lines first. You will have seen it in the earlier one. But I'll do all the lines first and I'll just roller it after. But then when I did it, it took so well, as in like one coat well, with just a few touch-ups, that I thought, you know what, this time I'm just going to paint the whole thing with a brush. So rather than rolling it and leaving it like uneven and not getting in the grooves and the grain, I'm just going to paint the whole thing with a little brush. Now you might think that'll take longer, and it's not a very wise idea, but the artist in me wants it to be perfect, so I would rather take longer with a smaller brush, and I've always been that way, even outdoor painting, fence painting, all different things. I think the best way to paint is just with a brush. Now, the main benefit to today is that you can actually hear my voice because we haven't got Wayne on the leaf blower. So you probably will have noticed that in episode 1, you just heard bang, and that was, Jesus, if you want a kiss, just ask. So that was because Wayne was leaf blowing everything, and you just couldn't hear a thing that I was saying. So now you can actually get the pleasure of hearing my voice. But as I mentioned earlier, the production value of the audio quality is also going to go up very soon. Now, a big part of this channel should be introducing you to the people who actually work and give their time up here for Project Derby. So there's so many, and these people, they get no monetary benefit from it. They don't get paid for it. Everyone here is a volunteer, essentially. And there's people that I really want to introduce you guys to and give them the recognition that they deserve. For example, I mean, I can't speak for these people because it'd be wrong to, but there's someone called Helen who comes, and she comes down and she'll cook for loads of vulnerable people, people who are basically on the breadline. And she actually had an accident as well, whereas whilst she was cooking for other people, she caught fire onto her top, and it burnt and gave her really bad burns. She had all her arm in a sling and different things like that. And she'll tell you this story when I actually introduce it. But she came in a couple of days later and was cooking again with all the bandages on, just because she really cared about making a difference for these people. And I want to get her, if she's watching this, then I'm going to get you to tell your story for the Down to Earth channel and on the DTE, and we're actually going to do a documentary as well. There's so many people like Wayne who comes down and helps every single day. He's had a lot of problems in his life, whereas I don't want to speak for him. I can't speak for these people, but he's had different issues and drug issues, and he managed to get himself clean, and he comes down, and this basically helps him out to keep his mind busy. And he's built all the planters and everything, and he's done a huge amount of work. You will have seen him yesterday on the channel, and I want to get him to tell his story. There's my mum, Cindy, who has obviously unfortunately been diagnosed with bladder cancer, and it's spreading, and she comes down and gives her time up to this garden, the community project and the food bank and everything else. And I really want to get these people to raise awareness and give them some recognition and show what they do. And once I get these people's stories on here, it's going to be incredible. There's people who've never had a Christmas dinner, who have literally been in tears because they've been given a Christmas dinner, and who are old, and it's absolutely crazy when you see the vulnerable side of, especially like a place like Derby, because there's so many polar opposites, because there's people who are really well off, and then there's people who really aren't. And I think people from other countries, they see England as like this land of opportunity, the same as they do America, but there is definitely poverty and issues here, and I want to raise some awareness for that as well, which is something that we're going to talk about. But like I say, I don't want to tell the stories because I know the stories and they touch my heart, and if I tell the stories, it's not the same as when it comes from them. So certain people, it's going to be difficult to get them on camera, but I'm going to try my best to try and just show you what goes on here, because I've not even touched the iceberg of what's happening here with the growing the food bank. I'm going to show you the food bank. I'm going to show you the people who give their time up and everything that goes on. And there's artists, there's people, handymen, there's cooks, there's just it's going to blow your mind. So I'm going to show you. Well, it's a beautiful day now. Look at that blue sky. It's all coming together. I'm about to kill myself for some boxing for the first time this year. Let's get into it. It's almost like the stars have aligned. Well, we are here in Derby on Shaftesbury Park. See, who needs a gym? Who needs a gym? Hey, I'm gonna absolutely die. I got my pad man coming down. Mr. Lee, Mr. Tommy Lee.
Beautiful, mate. That's beautiful. I've left up one day. I mean, that's got me, and I'm pads. Slow and steady wins the race, all being. Small seeds grow big trees.
Hey, so, ignore how sweaty I look. I've just been boxing. Hence why I'm dead hard and that. No, I'm joking. That was a terrible introduction. Must do better, Grant. I've got to watch some of these back and understand where I'm going wrong, where I'm going and and but that'll come. That will come. We're all human, aren't we? Let me start this again. Okay, so this here, I'll show you in a minute, but this here is an application form for DACP, which is the Derby Community, the Derby Association of Community Partners, and I'm going to try and apply for a £1,000 funding grant. I've been filming this, what you see here, it's all on a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which is an ancient phone for one. It's not good. Whenever you move, you can't really see it there. It's not doing it for once, but the light goes dark and light and different things, and the quality is just terrible. So I want to get something small, compact, easy that I can carry around, do on the move, vlog, interview people, and it's all much better audio quality and also much better visual quality, and it will record in 4K. It will make everything about this channel even better. But I'm broke and I want to do it, and it's not just for me, it is for other people as well. And then what I'll be able to do is take that up with my other projects. And I'm going to do a full-on documentary about Project Derby and different things like that, which is going to be really insightful, and I think it's going to be really emotional as well. Here is the application form which I've been sent. Derby Association of Community Partners application pack. It's in association with Derby Homes, which actually house my mum and a hell of a lot of different people. Most of the people who go to the centre are actually housed by Derby Homes. They do supportive living and different things like that, and it's really, really helpful. It's sometimes better than the council because they're not as quick to like kick you out or have any problems with you. If you did have any issues, they work with benefits and different things like that. So anyone who is vulnerable, DACP and Derby Homes are exceptional at helping them out if you can get in with them. To mark a momentous milestone, the DACP are hoping to award £30,000 to various groups across Derby. Quite a fitting number, celebrating it's their 30th anniversary. This will cement the DACP's lasting legacy within the community, ensuring that the DACP's outreach is as far and wide as possible, whilst continuing to have a lasting effect on the local community. So the proposal is to package the £30,000 grant into 30 individual £1,000 grants. Not a penny less, not a penny more. So you can only apply for £1,000. So that works out really well because everything I need is going to fit within that £1,000 budget, and it'll give me a little bit of startup cost, you know, left over, so I can actually get some decent content or actually, you know, maybe pay someone to help me if I need it, or just to leave that little bit there just in case I ever need it for travel or anything like that. But it's all going to get pumped back into the community, and the use of this camera is going to raise awareness on this channel. So it's all for the right reasons here. I'm not ripping off the community. This will provide a foundation, stability and consistency throughout. The impact of helping as many as possible will be great, and not only seen but also felt in the city. I completely agree. When the DACP was built, their passion was supporting activism in any form possible, whether this was an individual, a group or an organisation striving to make a change in society and within the community. This year, the DACP are looking to fund projects that can offer some kind of legacy. Now, this is the kind of thing that I want to get involved with, yeah? So offer some kind of legacy, i.e. the benefits continue after the project is completed. When you're talking about media and YouTube, once I create this documentary that I'm going to do, which is going to be here on this channel under the guise of Down to Earth, once that is uploaded, that will be there forever, cemented in legacy, and the views, I think, could be huge. I want to leave a legacy, yeah? I've never been one of them people that just wants to like go work, come home, watch TV, and then you do that for 60 years and then die. Like, there's more to my life than this, and I want to leave some form of legacy, and I feel like this is just a building block with getting where I want to be. So the benefits continue after the project is completed. Who can apply? So to apply for a grant from the DACP, you must be a community group, a voluntary or not-for-profit organisation, a local resident delivering a project or service. I would say I'm a local resident delivering a project in Derby City that benefits the local community and Derby home tenants. So boom, there's tenants that are going to be involved in this. This whole group called Project Derby is to help tenants, and it's all about the local community. Everything here, everything that I'm doing is fitting this. So this is damn perfect for what I'm looking for. What can we fund? You can apply for a grant to fund a project or initiative that aims to benefit the local community. The following is an idea of the items that are covered but not limited to. So you can do small grassroots clubs, equipment or materials, such as a camera, but it doesn't say that here. It says such as fishing tackle, outdoor games, arts and crafts or cooking equipment. I think they should write camera equipment. But the thing is, this whole thing that I'm doing is a lot more modern than the general consensus of what general people do. I'm thinking outside of the box, and this was all completely my own idea, by the way. I haven't taken this from anything else. Startup funds, that is definitely applies to me as well. Sowing the seeds to create a new project or a new initiative. So there, I've ticked 2 boxes already. I'm an individual. I was thinking of the other bit. No, I'm an individual. So I ticked the box on the first selection that we were talking about, who's looking to get involved and benefit the community. I'm also looking for equipment, and I'm also looking for startup funds, sowing the seeds to create a new project or initiative. We're already ticking boxes. Lunch or social clubs? Not really. But we are going to be cooking on this channel for the local community at some point and helping the homeless. But that's not coming just yet, but it will be coming. Garden projects. So the first video, which I put on a few days ago, was a garden project. Training programs, garden projects, activities, carers, all these different things. I'm actually a carer as well for my mum. So many boxes that we're ticking here. So this seems like the perfect application, the perfect way to get our foot in the door, to be able to get better quality equipment. And I think we're doing it in the right way. Now, if I was made of money, I genuinely would have just paid for all this myself. But I'm not in a position to do that at the minute, so we're taking everything we can get, and what we're going to do is make sure that we give back to these organisations for helping us if we get accepted. I think we'll get accepted, because I think what we're doing here is incredible, but we'll see. It can take up to 3 months though, apparently, which I'll show you in a minute, but I might have a way to fast track that. Okay, they won't fund the building of a new premises or the repair or maintenance of an existing one, no problem. How much can I apply for? As we only fund smaller projects, we only offer £1,000. Not a penny more, not a penny less. Any application over or under may be deferred or thrown out. I'm lost. You're going to realise very quickly on this channel how actually dumb I am. I think I'm both dumb and clever, which is like a really weird place to be. So I have all these great ideas and I try and articulate myself in the best possible way. And then at the same time, I'm fucking stupid. But then again, I have probably killed my brain for years through getting punched in the head with boxing, getting music blasted down my ears, drinking too much and different things like that. So we're trying to do some good in the world, and this is all part of it. Please be aware that this process Please be aware that this process can take up to 3 months before a grant is paid, and it is therefore vital that you send your application in good time. You are reminded that money spent or items purchased prior to the approval cannot be included in your final grant. Okay, so I can't buy this until it's approved. I'm going to have to try and get this fast track because there's no way I can wait 3 months. So, but I think I know people in this local area that may be able to help me. I may have to go for a meeting to explain myself and to give a presentation, which I've got absolutely no problem doing because I know everything I'm doing. I've already planned it all out for the last 22 days because we're on the 22nd of January. And I know exactly what I want to do, and I know exactly what I need to make it happen. And essentially, I could probably just tell them right now if they were in front of me, but you've got to do it the proper way and go through the application form and everything else, which I have no issue with. Looking at the application form, I've had to turn the light on because you couldn't really see me, could you? But like I say, take no notice of how terrible I look. I've just been boxing and I have just come back from the gym and yet to jump in the shower because this is more important than the shower right now. So I will be having a shower after. Name of your organisational group, Fozzy DTE. That's what we're calling it. That's the guys that we're going under for everything, whether it's community driven, travel driven, or anything else. Okay. Type of organisation, individual, community worker, community volunteer, and I'm going to put media outlet. Okay, so we can see some different things that it asks you for on the application form here. So briefly describe the background and purpose of your organisational group. What do you plan to use the funding for, and how do you know there is a need or want for the activity or the project? So that's all going to be fairly easy to answer. I know exactly why we're doing it, I know exactly what we need, and I know exactly what the benefits and the results will be. We are a brand new, my name is Grant. That's too much. That doesn't make even any literary sense, does it? Fuck's sake. I am illiterate. This is like being at school, man. It's hard. If we get this £1,000, I am going to be blown away, but I'm also going to be so proud of myself because this is genuinely hard. Oh, why is nothing easy? Oh, man, my chest is killing. I did 20 press-ups today, which is the first time in about 4-5 months when I've not been drunk. I'm always an idiot because if I'm drunk with a group of mates, I am the dickhead who's like, right, let's see who can do the most press-ups. We are not getting drunk. What we are doing is good work for the community. Stop thinking about drink. That was me. And you, stop thinking about drink. I'm not expecting this whole YouTube thing to just blow up and be amazing from day one. It's not going to happen. You know, it literally, this takes hard work, dedication, over and over and over again, editing, sending things off, sharing things on social media, putting things into clip. It's literally a full-time job, which is why I'm doing it now, not when I had a full-time job. Okay, I've done it. I've done the community bid for the funding, and I think I've absolutely smashed it, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't want to share it all with you because some of it, obviously, I've said all my plans of what I'm going to do, basically on this channel, as far as the community and everything is concerned. Can't get my words out. But yeah. Let me show you a bit of it. So I'm actually really proud of this. Now, it was difficult. I didn't put you through the whole thing because I would have been there like, but let me show you. So I read you through the terms and everything and the terms and conditions and what had to be included and everything else. And I'm just about to send the email now. So let me show you. So first name, last name, all that kind of stuff. What do I do for the project? Which is quite minimal, but I want to change that, right? Well, I say it's minimal, but I do more than a lot of people. So, okay. So briefly describe the background and purpose of your organisational group. Okay, so my name is Grant, or Fozzy to some. I'm starting a brand new media project highlighting and showcasing work in the local community or done in the local community by Project Derby. This will all be completed and uploaded under the guise of Fozzy DTE. The project was created to raise awareness and give recognition for all the great things being done in the local community, whilst also advertising the services to new members who may be vitally in need. I also aim to give recognition to those who are going above and beyond to help. Whilst battling their own problems and vulnerabilities, many volunteers turn up to cook, garden, work, paint, run the food bank, and so much more. I feel people need to know about this. The project will be centred around a YouTube channel and various social media outlets, which will be accessible worldwide. It will also help me follow my own dreams and passions of becoming a successful content creator. I've already been working towards this goal for the past 10 years. Simple, right? That's my introduction. Okay, so what do you plan to use the funding for? The funding is simple. It will go towards a camera that I can record content with and allow good quality visual and audio content. I aim to buy a GoPro Hero 13 camera, a certified good quality all-round camera that is portable and ticks all the boxes. This retails for roughly £449 in Currys, but I'll shop around to get the best deal that I can. I also need spare batteries, spare memory cards, a battery charger, accessories, tripods, and this will ensure that I can continuously record for longer periods of time and get the best angles and shots possible. If I really want people to be invested in the project, I need the production quality to be good. These accessories will take the total to somewhere in the region of £600. Then I need an external hard drive to save all the videos on, as they take up a lot of memory and cannot be stored on general phone, tablets or PCs. I'll also need a power bank in case any of the hardware runs low while shooting, i.e. phone or iPads, which I sometimes use for editing. This will take the total cost to somewhere in the region of £730. Finally, I need ongoing running costs for the first year. This includes software such as Adobe Premiere Premium subscription, which is what I use for editing, Adobe Photoshop plus AI, which is what I use for editing covers and posters or flyers, and also adding AI elements into the videos, Dropbox, which allows me to move big files between different devices and uploads and downloads with ease. Anything that's left after these costs will go towards advertising to get the name out there and maximise the reach of the project. I've been planning this for a long time and I know exactly what is needed to do this properly. And then what I've done is I've added in pictures. Let me just show you. So you're not going to see this very well, but I've added in different pictures of the GoPro and the different memory cards and everything else, the tripod and the hard drive and also the power bank. So essentially, they know exactly what I want to spend the money on, and they can even type into Google the lines that I've left, and it'll show them the exact price is the exact price that I've asked for. So that's good. Now, and then the next question, it says, how do you know there is a need or want for your project or activity? Well, I know there is a need because although there are efforts to share things on social media and get the Project Derby name out there, it doesn't have the reach that it truly deserves. I believe strongly that if more people knew about the amazing job the volunteers are doing after going through so much themselves, it would not only grow the project but explode online. Okay, my first aim will be to, right, that's the bit I'm not going to tell you, right, because there's a big thing which is going to come and it's going to be huge, and essentially it's going to be better than any of you will probably ever imagine. It's going to be emotional, it's going to be a roller coaster, and it's going to show you things which probably by a lot of people have never been seen. And I've been lucky enough to hear some of the stories and get close. There's going to be a huge thing under the guise of the Down to Earth project, not the Driven to Explore. And essentially this is going to help me with my Driven to Explore, but also it's going to help so many people in the community. It's going to help grow this in ways that it's never been grown before. It could explode. It could go nowhere. It could get 1,000 views or something like that, and then like it just falls into the ether of existence. But even if that happens, there could be one person that gets helped by it. So really, I mean, and also it's helping me. So there's two people that will be helped by it. Just having goals in life helps me, to be honest, and I think that's the same with a lot of people. So I've put a big whole thing here about what I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to say it now because I want to keep some of this a secret. Okay, so tell us the date when your project will be completed. If you're purchasing items, tell us when this is likely to be. So I know exactly what I need to buy. So I've put, I will order all the items in the first week of receiving the funds, as I know exactly what I need. I'll just spend a few days shopping around to get the best deals. And then it says, what impact do you expect this funding to have? A huge impact, not only for the members, but for the people watching. It's a chance to bring everything these volunteers work on into the 21st century. It will modernise the output and the outreach. It will also allow the project to have better quality social media posts and content, and it will have a huge impact on the people in the local area who were genuinely in need and didn't even know that this project existed. I think by the end of 2025, the attendance will have more than doubled and more people will be being helped. I do actually truly believe that as well. In your opinion, how does your project relate to this year's theme of legacy? So everything they're doing is about legacy. So I've got the absolute perfect answer. I'm not going to tell you all of the answer because some of it is a secret. Okay, so legacy is the perfect word. It's about the legacy of... I can't say it. Here, it gives you just a table to put in all the different things, and I've highlighted everything in the exact cost. They say it has to add up to exactly £1,000, and it does. And I swear to God, I was only £6 off, and then I just put £6 for advertising. So I've put everything in there, as you can see. Okay. And then they say, please tell us how you plan to approach safeguarding and equality. Obviously important. So I put, firstly, I'll always ask permission before filming anyone, whilst also taking vulnerability into account. I'll make sure that they can make their own decisions, and if not, I'll speak to the appropriate carer. Secondly, I'll give everyone a chance to be involved, and this will be all ages, genders, ethnic origin, sexual orientation, or religion. I've always been a very multicultural person, and I show no discrimination to anyone, especially those less fortunate than myself. So I can introduce waivers if necessary. So if this project are going to need me to sign waivers to get people's permission, I can do that. I can just print it off and get them to sign it. It's not going to be difficult. I'm very confident that I have the skills to navigate every person who might cross my path. After all, I spend time with these people all the time. If anyone new comes along, I'll take the time to make sure that what I'm doing is appropriate. I don't want to be the guy who's just going up and putting cameras in homeless people's faces and things like that. Or I don't want to be the guy that's... This isn't about that. It's not even about me. It's a huge dream of mine to do this, but if I make it all about myself, it's not going to be interesting for anyone. Although I do have a pretty crazy life, but you'll see that on the other channel, on the other side of the channel. So before you sign the application form, and then I've signed it, I'm going to send that off and prepare for an update, and let's see if we get granted this, because if we do, this is going to be a huge step in the right direction, because we're going to get the camera we need, we're going to get all the software we need and everything, and I can literally, like, I've already got the iPad, the computer, and my phone, what I'm on now, which is essentially everything else that I need. I'm going to have all the charging stations, everything. I'm going to have the tripod, and literally I will buy everything what was on that list and pay for the 1-year subscriptions of the software that I need, because it's literally going to give me everything I need there and then. And I don't have a grand right now, and I won't have a grand after, but I will have a future with everything that's there. So wish me luck. Let's do it. Yes, people, it is day 3 of episode 2 of Down to Earth, and we are back in the community garden with the summer house. Hello, Kimber. And yeah, we just got to carry on with what we're doing. So let me show you how far we've got so far. If you've been watching, you'll have a pretty good idea. So there we go. So we've done that, the middle section, and then that's how far I got yesterday. So this, obviously I've been that busy with everything else, and uploading and downloading has taken something like 15.5 hours just to get to this point in the video, because essentially we need to upgrade all the software, the hardware, and everything else. But in the meantime, everything has been going really, really well, as you will have seen so far. So my task for today, because I cannot finish this video without finishing at least this section of this wall. So I've just got to finish that bit there, which we'll show you as we go along. And then the cutting in along the bottom is going to be the most time consuming bit. But yeah, that's all we got to do. So let's carry on. Just as a side note, I am so aching today. So I did a bit of a workout for the first time of the year yesterday, which is terrible because it's the 23rd or something of January. So that means I haven't worked out or done any boxing or any running or anything for like 23 days. The whole Christmas period just absolutely wrote me off, and I've had the injury with my hand. And doing it yesterday, I woke up, I was like, oh so stiff, so I need to have a good stretch off and get that sorted. I'm going to have a slight little bit of a rest day. You people who are like avid gym goers and everything are probably thinking, a rest day, you need to get back on it to get the muscles and everything. No. I need to give my hand a rest for 1, and for 2, we're going to have a little bit of a break and then carry on with that tomorrow. But remember, this is not a fitness channel. So let's just carry on with what we're here to do, which is get down to earth. Let me just show you this as well, because this is actually something I'm really proud of, ignoring that on my hand. But look at this. So I've painted all of that, and look, there is not one drop that I've spilt on the floor. I use no masking tape. Look at the cutting in on that as well. That there was a knot that I have actually purposely painted behind. Not one drop on the floor. Come on. Right, we are getting somewhere. So there you can see I've completed the wall. All I need to do is the last job for today is to do the cutting in along the bottom and make sure that that is perfect. And then we are signing off on this painting job for 1 day, and then over the next few days, you're going to get to see me turn it into a piece of art. So it's going to go from a blue painted wall into some form of piece of art. I'm thinking Jackson Pollock style. I'm thinking splashes of paint, white, black, different things in the same colour chart as what this is. Potentially like a mustardy colour or a darker blue, something like that. And then I'm thinking of bringing this architrave into it somehow. I'm not 100% sure how to do that. And I've been thinking silhouette, like gloss black silhouette over the top of the pattern to accentuate a few different things. And I'm thinking maybe a tree with a few little branches coming off to obviously running parallel with the fact that it's a garden and a garden room. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet, but this is going to become a piece of art. Because I've got ridiculous levels of OCD, rather than masking that off or like just doing it with the edge of my brush, I'm going to cut in with this. Because I hate making mistakes, and if my name's on it, it's got to be perfect.